who am I? And furthermore, what do I want? What makes you itch? That's the most important investigation anyone can make. But you don't find this out until you investigate it. So I always ask the question, what would you like to do if money were no object? How would you really enjoy spending your life? Because if you say that money is the most important thing, you will spend your life completely wasting your time. Forget the money. After all, if you do really like what you're doing, you can eventually become a master of it. And then you'll be able to get a good fee for whatever it is. Therefore, it's so important to consider this question. What do I desire?
Hey, you gonna do this or what? You gotta do it. And keep doing it. Do it big. Bigger. Get it. Step it up. Always take the risk.
One now.
Do it blindfolded.
Next.
Do it your endorsement deal. Say you shouldn't.
Section 43C, no rope swing over canyon dunks.
Like what's happening? Do what they say you can't.
Can you?
Because there are those who don't and those who do. Yes, sir. Let's do.
Welcome inside the Lockhart Arena on the campus of Utah Valley University for an in-state matchup between the Weber State Wildcats and the Utah Valley University Wolverines. Hello and welcome. I'm Matthew Biamonte. I'm joined by Kyle Bruderer. This is the final non-conference matchup for Utah Valley before they get ready next week to welcome in WAC play, and it starts with New Mexico State. But first, Weber State, and they are a very formidable foe.
Weber State, number 17 in the country in blocks per set, so defensively especially, they are going to be a handful today. And Utah Valley's going to be without a couple key players, including Kazna Terafiti, who has been leading the WAC in kills per set, so they've got their hands full.
Let's get to the starters for Weber State. They're led by Coach Jeremiah Larson in his 4th season. Starting number 1, Rylan Roberts. Also starting number 4, Elena Curry. Also starting number 8, Megan Knighting. Also starting number 11, Hannah Hill. Rounding out that starting lineup with those 4 are Danny Ney, number 12, Sam Sheese, number 15, and at number 19, Ashlyn Powers. And those are your starting lineups for Weber State. Let's get to the starters for the Wolverines. As you mentioned, Kazna Terafiti not playing. She leads the team in kills. She is not a part of this starting group.
This group is deep, though. So the starters that are playing today, we first got number 2, Tori Dorius, a freshman. Also number 5, Megan Childs. Also starting as number 6, your libero, Saren Merrill. And starting as well as number 7, Maddie Wardle. Also number 10, Bailey Christensen. Alongside her is number 11, Sadie Hampson. And then last but not least is number 12, Jasmine Nutupuivaha, who is leading the Wolverines in hitting percentage. She has been an absolute beast so far this season.
One of many positive storylines for this Wolverine team, Kyle, and we're going to get to all of them throughout the broadcast, is the great play from Bailey Christensen.
Christensen, she came in, didn't play a whole lot her first year, had kind of a lingering injury. She's not even wearing the knee brace anymore, which is something that Kaylee Doxey pointed out to me earlier. She didn't play with it recently. I don't think she has it on right now.
No, she does not.
You know, she's been able to hit the ball really well, and it seems like she's really grown up a lot on this team. So I think she's going to have a bigger role today, especially with Kazna not playing.
Second on the team in kills with 79, hitting percentage at 138. the Wolverines rely on so many outside hitters, and she's someone we need to keep an eye on. She played a huge role in last night's win on the road in Logan, Utah against Utah State.
Yeah, a sweep for the Wolverines, so another in-state rival here. And the last time these two teams played, Weber State came away with a 5-set victory. It was quite the battle. Utah Valley took set number 1, lost the next 2 sets in a close fashion, and then set number 4 went to 31-29 in favor of the Wolverines. And then the Wildcats of Weber State had the last laugh, winning 15-5 in set number 5. So I think we're in for a fun one. You talk about Kazmin Serafiti and how much teams have to focus on her and what she's able to do. They can't really focus on her. They have to really figure out who's going to step up and shine for the Wolverines, and I don't know if they know how to game plan for that exactly.
Weber State on a 2-game winning streak in this rivalry matchup. What to you is the key for Utah Valley to break that streak?
They've got to pass the ball well. They've got to set up really good opportunities for their teammates, and when they get a good pass, they're successful. So I think that's what it starts with.
And Weber State 7-2 on the season. They're on a 3-game winning streak. They are 25th in the nation in total blocks, Kyle, 17th in blocks per set. And so we've got to see how efficient can this Wolverine offense be against a very good blocking team. And we're ready to go here in Orem, Utah. There's the serve from Maddie Wardle. Hit over by Rylan Roberts. Wardle passes it over to Christensen. She gets through the block, and the Wolverines get the first point.
It's always good to draw first blood. Maddie Wardle back to serve again. She leads the team in service aces with 10 so far in the year.
Another serve from Wardle. The pass over to Knighting. She was all-conference a year ago for Weber State, one of 2 players who was all-conference in 2018. Deflected at the net, tried, and almost finished by Jasmine Nutupuivaha, but Weber State gets the point, and we're tied at 1.
Such a great opportunity for Jasmine. Man, this crowd is alive here.
Only the 4th home match for the Wolverines. They've been on the road a lot. They've been to Hawaii. Just recently up in Logan, Utah, and they're back home, and a good reception from the home crowd. Christensen, big swing, kept alive by Weber State. Was it touched? No, it was not. The point goes to Utah Valley.
Good eye by Maddie Wardle. Something that you learn over the years is really what's out, what's not. Sometimes you gamble, and it paid off for her that time. The Wolverines up 2-1.
Serving is Bailey Christensen, recently married. Over the block was Rylan Roberts. Now they're going to set up Megan Childs. That was not deflected, and it'll be a side out for Weber State. Megan Childs, great story for Megan, and it's so wonderful to see her back here for Utah Valley University.
Yeah, Kaylee Doxey, former UVU star, and I were discussing that in one of the last broadcasts, and it was such a huge blow for the Wolverines when she did get injured. But right before the season started, they were able to redshirt her.
In practice.
Just non-contact injury. It was kind of a freak thing. And then Utah Valley didn't know if she was going to come back and play. There was some questions about whether or not her husband was going to go play professionally overseas, and it was a big question mark. But here she is suited up, and they are thrilled to have her.
Her size and length. We don't see Michaela Jarema tonight, unfortunately, for the Wolverines, but her and Jarema are a dangerous combination at the front line. And boy, is it good to see Megan Childs playing for the Wolverines. We're tied at 3. Serve coming for Weber State. That was Megan Knighting on the serve. It's Childs deflected, popped up by Weber State, and Rylan Roberts will punch it over. Merrill to Wardle, now to Childs. Childs gets it over the net for the Wolverines. And now Roberts will have to do so for Weber State. Sarah Merrill to Wardle. Over on the side to Natalia Andrews, but Weber State keeps it in. Now it's Childs right over the block. Pass back to Rylan Roberts. Blocked at the net by the Wolverines.
Megan Childs, you were just talking about her, what she brings to the team. With the solo block, Utah Valley side out up 1.
Jasa Funk Stratton into serve. 8 service aces on the season for Jasa. Solid serve there. Slide attempt, a little miscommunication by Weber State and also by the Wolverines, but they do get it over, and the hit bounces off the official. It's a point for the Wolverines.
Oh, I've never seen that before. I've seen a couple players take a ball right into the face, but yikes. She looks to be okay, though.
Funk Stratton to serve again for the Wolverines. Ashlyn Power on the slide. Sam Sheese was coming over for Weber State, but unable to connect, and it's a little 3-0 run here by the Wolverines early in the first set.
Utah Valley with a 100% side-out rate at the moment, so they can. I don't anticipate they're going to continue 100%, but if you can maintain 70 to 80%, they're going to be in pretty good shape.
Powers on the slide. Was it deflected? I don't believe so. They're going to give the point to the Wolverines. 4-0 run now for Utah Valley.
No
the hot
timeouts.
hand back on the service line, Jason Funk Stratton.
You know, she's been one of the best servers ever since she came to Utah Valley. She's been probably top 2 or 3. I'd have to take a look for sure, but I know at least top 3.
Bailey
in
Christensen
service aces.
tracks it down. Great effort from Utah Valley to get it over. Down the middle, and a nice swing and finish there from Sam Sheese, the junior from Ogden, Utah. Third on the team in kills for Weber State, and she's having a nice season, especially defensively.
Oh, man, that's one of the most lethal plays, is just setting up your player right down the middle for that. And number 25 in the country hitting. She's at 439 as an average, so not going to miss a whole lot when you give her the ball.
Nice response from Weber State here early in the first. They trailed by 4 a moment ago, but a 2-0 run, and they are back on the service line with the junior from Lehigh, Utah, Rylan Roberts. Roberts set to serve. There's the reception from Utah Valley. The slide and finish. Oh my, Sadie Hampson, the sophomore from Poway, California, with the side out for Utah Valley. That was a well-executed sequence for the Wolverines. Hampson on the kill. Serving now is Natalie Andrews. And a quick side out, Danny Ney for Weber State. Substitution for the Wildcats, Hannah DeYoung, one of 2 all-conference players a year ago for the Wildcats, seeing her first action. There's the serve from Elena Curry. Bailey Christensen gets it over the net for the Wolverines. Down the middle, popped up. Jason Funk Stratton setting it up for Kaylee Downs. Nice awareness there. And a nice finish from Bailey Christensen.
As we predicted, she's going to have a big role today. Fortunately, the free ball came right up to her, and she delivered just like you're supposed to.
Saren Merrill. Season ago, Kyle, Saren wasn't wearing you often see those arm sleeves with the elbow pads in basketball, not so much in volleyball, but man, she has made a living out of diving on the floor, those effort plays, and it's nice to see a little extra protection there on the elbows because she's so often making those second effort plays.
And if you remember when she first started playing as a freshman, she didn't wear those, and I imagine just the bruises and the wear and tear, she was feeling it. It's like, okay, I got to do something about this. And it works. I love it. I think it's great.
10-7 Utah Valley. Back to serve. Number 19, Ashlyn Power, a junior from Lincoln, Nebraska. Jason Funk Stratton tracks it down, passing over to Bailey Christensen. She just misses. Point to Weber State. Roberts will serve again for the Wildcats. Solid reception there from Andrews. Point to Utah Valley. Credit will go to Bailey Christensen. She's got a hot start for the Wolverines. Megan Childs and Jasmine Nutupuivaha back in for Utah Valley, and Maddie Wardle will serve. Power over to Knighting. Merrill's there for the Wolverines. Now it's Megan Childs' turn. Good dig there from Curry. And the Wildcats strike. They're going to say deflected by Utah Valley.
Looked like Tori Dorius tried to get a hand on it, and it just kind of deflected off her thumbs right there. So good call by the official. The Wolverines still on top, but they are in very dangerous territory.
This is how a couple of the sets went last night for the Wolverines. Close at the midway point, and then the Wolverines found some separation. We'll see if Utah Valley can do it again tonight. It's a quick turnaround for the Wolverines. That was a late game up in Logan, Utah. It's not the shortest drive. I mean,
no.
It can be done, but I'm sure the Wolverines got in late. And then this matchup, Kyle, starting an hour earlier than they normally do for weeknight games. And so a very quick turnaround for Utah Valley.
Jasmine Utupuivaha able to deliver down the middle, which is her specialty.
Power tracks it down and passes it over to Roberts. Now Wardle will try Megan Childs. Nice swing and finish from Megan Childs.
And finally, the timeout, first of the day by Weber State. We're going to take a little break here as well. Utah Valley leading 13-9. We'll be right back.
Every time you show up, every time you make your loyalties clear, whether you've got all the moves or just a few, every time you show up, you make the moment. And they make history. December 19th and 21st in Pittsburgh. Nothing beats the crowd. Visit ncaa.com/volleyball to get your tickets today.
Welcome back to the Lockhart Arena, where the Wolverines have a 4-point lead. They led by 4 early here in the first set, about at the midway point here. What have you liked so far from Utah Valley, Kyle?
You know, I like that they've been consistent. You know, they're siding out at almost 78%. They haven't committed any service errors yet, which is something that did plague them a little bit in their last 2 home matches. That was actually a really big problem. So we haven't seen any of that. They've been able to keep the errors low, and I think that's what's really translated into them building this 5-point lead now.
Megan Childs with the block for Utah Valley. They lead by 5, their largest lead here in the first set. Christensen to serve. They're going to dial up Rylan Roberts, but Christensen is there on the reception, and then they're going to try Natalie Andrews, and Andrews delivers for the Wolverines. 6-point lead now. Wolverines keeping the hot streak alive from last night in which they swept Utah State 3-0.
I think these moments right here when you have a lead like this, it's great experience and practice for a team to keep your foot on the gas to try and build that lead up as much as you possibly can.
Megan Childs with the kill for the Wolverines, gets through the block and make the lead 7 now. Still serving is Christensen. 3 kills for Bailey. Wardle setting it up for Andrews. Weber State is there. Power going to try Megan Knighting. Great effort from Weber State, and Rylan Roberts will hit it over. Jasmine's there. Back to Jasmine, down the middle, and she delivers for the Wolverines. What a streak here. 6-0 scoring run now for Utah Valley.
Another timeout by Weber State. We're going to take a break here as well. Stick around for the end of set number 1.
In the WAC, we value sportsmanship on the field,
On the track, on the court, in the pool.
and in the stands.
We take pride in playing fair and being honest.
We honor the game by showing respect for our opponents,
The officials,
The fans and our team.
Great sportsmanship is about keeping everything in perspective.
It's about taking ownership after a loss.
and being humble after a win.
We hope you'll team up with us by staying positive on the sidelines. Because great sportsmanship is what unites us.
We are the Western Athletic Conference.
The road to national championships runs through NCAA.com and the NCAA Sports app. And whether you follow one college team or all of them, it's never been easier to get the content you want all in one place. With live broadcasts of multiple championships across all divisions. With exclusive access.
Ready to go?
And highlights for every single championship. Stay in the game all season long with NCAA.com and the NCAA Sports app.
Wolverines with a big lead here, and I've really been impressed, Kyle, with the spark that Tori Dorius, not Natalie Andrews, as I've mistakenly said previous in the set, but Dorius providing a nice spark for the Wolverines.
Yeah, she's got to step up. There's key players for the Wolverines that aren't on the floor today, and the Wolverines showing their depth and their resiliency. I think it's been great.
Nutupuivaha over the block. Weber State was ready for it. And it's Megan Knighting with the side out for Weber State. A much-needed side out there.
You know, Dorius had those high hands right there, and it just, unfortunately, the ball just shanked off to the side. You got to live with that sometimes. It's unfortunate, but it happens.
Wardle to Childs. A little high for Megan Childs, and it's another point for Weber State.
And it's okay if, you know, Weber State's able to side out here and there, but for Utah Valley, you don't want to let that side out percentage continue to creep down as it has been. They're down to 70% right now. The last thing you want to see is that start to even out. And great job by responding there as Jasmine Nutupuivaha continues to show how valuable she is to this team. Leads the team in blocks as well as attack percentage right now, so man, she's good.
Senior from Kahuku High School on the island of Oahu, Hawaii, and man, she has been a steady rock for this Wolverine team. And something I've loved about watching her career, Kyle, is she's just patiently waited for her turn, and each and every year she's seen more and more time, and she's become more and more valuable to this team.
She has this crazy ability to just suspend her body mid-air and think about where she wants to place the ball. Her hang time is just so crazy because she's not extremely tall for a middle blocker, but she just can hang up in the air for a really long time. You'll have to pay attention to that next time you see it.
Kaylee Downs and Jasa Funk Stratton will sub in for the Wolverines, and they lead by 7. Powers over to Kennedy Williams. Merrill is there, and she'll pass over to Downs. Blocked by the Wildcats.
That was Sam Sheese with the block, her first block today.
The Wolverines have done a great job offensively of getting around that block. I mean, we're talking about a team here, Kyle, in Weber State, 25th in the nation in total blocks, and right now Utah Valley's had the advantage at the net. Roberts to serve. Dorius, and now it's Downs down the middle.
Now all of them were hoping for the tip, but I think that one just got away from her.
Lead trimmed down to 5, excuse me. Roberts will serve again. No kills, a couple errors for Roberts, and 2 digs. There is a reception error there from Tori Dorius, and the lead down to 4. Looked like the Wolverines were going to cruise to a first set victory, but things are getting interesting here in Orem.
It is. That side out percentage is starting to balance out, 64-50 in favor of Utah Valley, but
it's a
4-point lead is nothing.
A 3-0 run by Weber State. Dorius, a much-needed side out for the Wolverines.
That's got to feel good for her after she was the one who, you know, had that handling error right there and then come back and score.
Dorius will serve, a freshman from Heber City, Utah, out of Wasatch High School. 5th on the team in kills heading into this match. It's Downs, over the block. Beautiful read there from Kaylee Downs, sensing the block and getting the points.
Still just so impressed with the way the Wolverines have been playing at the net, being able to get around the block and also defending it as well as they have been too.
Dorius again on the serve. There's the slide to Sam Sheese. And it works for Weber State, side out. Serving now will be Elena Curry. Senior from Brazil for Weber State. They're going to try Christensen for Utah Valley. Solid dig there from the Weber State Wildcats, but Wolverines were ready for it, and oh, what a beautiful shot. It's back in that corner.
The ball placement. Utah Valley 3 points away from taking the first set. 3 points is like an eternity, though.
These are the hardest 3 points to get.
Yeah.
They're dialing up Danny Ney, but the Wolverines are ready. They're going to go to the other side, but we have an error on the Wolverines, and it's a point to Weber State. Handling error by Jasa Funk Stratton. There's the serve from Ashlyn Power. It's Christensen for Utah Valley, and Roberts is there on the dig. Nice play there from Doria, setting up Downs. It's deflected at the net. No, was it? That looked close.
It was real close. It looked like it could have been deflected, but
they're going to say no.
Say no, yeah. A 4-point lead.
Weber State staying alive late here in the first set. Dorius to Stratton, back to Downs. This
and
time,
down
Kaylee
it
Downs.
goes.
That was nice from Kaylee Downs.
2 points away. The Wolverines hitting a whopping 250. Not amazing, but it's pretty darn good.
Especially against a good defensive team like Weber State.
Exactly, which I guess kind of makes it amazing. So I rescind my comment.
Christensen almost gets the block, but it creeps over the net.
Ball got
Weber
wedged
State
in between her wrists and the net right there and just had nowhere to go.
Subs coming for the Wildcats. In to serve, number 3, Caitlin Irwin, a senior from Layton, Utah. Slide to Jasmine. We have an error on Weber State, and now it is set point for the Wolverines. Block error on Kennedy Williams, and the first service error of the set for the Wolverines keeps Weber State's hopes alive.
It's a little ironic that it comes at, you're at 24 wanting that 25th point, and the Wolverines had no service errors up until that point.
Megan over the block. Knighting was there, and now they're going to try Kennedy Williams, and Kennedy Williams connects for Weber State. You have to wonder if we'll see a timeout here, and there it is, a timeout from Coach Atoa. Wolverines still in the driver's seat. Can they finish it off? We'll find out in just a moment.
Here at Intermountain Healthcare, our doctors have experience treating young athletes, professional athletes, and the athlete next door. We treat everyday injuries, sports injuries, concussions, total joint replacements, and everything in between. Come visit our board-certified physicians and surgeons here at Intermountain Healthcare's Utah Valley Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Clinic. We're committed to keeping you moving.
Wolverines are 1 point away from taking set number 1 here in Orem, Utah. Weber State hanging around, and at one point the lead was 8, I believe, and Weber State has just kind of chipped away, but maybe there's not enough time to completely eliminate that lead that the Wolverines built in the midway point of the set. And there's the answer to the question. Not enough time as Jasmine Nutupuivaha finishes off Weber State in the first set, 25-21 to Utah Valley. Good stuff from the Wolverines.
I love what Coach Atoa did. He went to his most efficient play, and that's going to Jasmine Nutupuivaha right down the middle.
Wolverines have won 4 sets in a row dating back to last night against Utah State. Can they make it a 5th? We'll have the second set for you in just a moment.
Thinking of buying a home? Think bigger. Because with UCCU's low interest rates and low mortgage insurance rates, you could qualify for more house with the same payment you could get from other local lenders. A mortgage with UCCU gives you more purchase power. That means more money you can put into your home or back into your pocket. To learn more, visit uccu.com/morehouse or stop by any UCCU branch today. More house, same payment. Only at UCCU. Inspiring smart mortgage decisions.
When you know before you go how the latest breaking news, traffic, and weather will affect you, that equals a good morning. Wake up with the news specialists on KSL Today. Weekdays from 4:30 to 7.
Give your head a Mountain Dew kickstart.
This is... Wolverines take the first set, and we're getting ready for the second set here. And thank you to all of you tuning in on YouTube, the KSL app, and the WAC Digital Network. We welcome you into Orem, Utah. Matthew Biamonte and Kyle Bruder. Kyle, what'd you like from the Wolverines in that first set?
You know, I love that they've passed the ball well. Their hitting percentage, .279 in that set, which is awesome. Jasmine Nutupuivaha hitting .625. She's 6 of 8 with 1 block.
Wow.
And really, I mean, you take a look at the blocks from both teams, it's 2 apiece. So it's not like the blocks are just staggering. It's not. I mean, the defense has been good on both sides, but really what it comes down to is just Utah Valley is hitting the ball better.
That's the stat that really jumped out to me, Kyle, was the fact that the Wolverines, 2 blocks apiece, so no advantage there in terms of defense at the net.
Yeah.
And when Weber State comes in being ranked top 25, top 25 in total blocks, top 25 at number 17 in blocks per set, the Wolverines able to neutralize that advantage for Weber State. If the Wolverines can continue that type of play at the net, I like them to win this match.
I also like the fact that, you know, Utah Valley, whenever they've been on the wrong side of a side out, they've been able to, you know, Taylor Swift and shake it off real quick. And the Weber State had a hard time. Utah Valley went on an 8. Was it a 6 or 7-0 run? 6-0 run at one point, led by 8.
Yep.
And so, you know, Utah Valley, they've done a really, really good job of just keeping their composure when they make mistakes. And so, if they can continue to do that, I think they'll be in good shape.
Side out percentage was nice for the Wolverines there as well. About 10 percentage points better than Weber State. And we say this so many times, year in and year out, Kyle, but the team that can go on that big run, it's hard to overcome that in volleyball, and the Wolverines had the big run. Weber State unable to overcome it, and that's how the Wolverines lead 1-0. We're ready to go. Second set now. Ashlyn Power get things started for the Wildcats. Back to Megan Childs. We're going to have a handling error. I should say reception error there. And the first point goes to Utah Valley.
Yeah, fortunately for Utah Valley, that ball looked like it easily could have sailed out of play, but Weber State tried to keep it alive and unfortunately just didn't have a good angle on it. Utah Valley goes up one. Again, they went up one in the first set as well.
Quick response there from Danny Ney, a redshirt freshman from Nampa, Idaho. Quick sub for the Wildcats to bring in Caitlin Irwin to serve. Five service aces on the year for Irwin. Dorius back to Bailey Christensen. She'll just get it over on the third hit. Power. It was a good pass. Does it sneak in? No, it does not. There's the flag and a side out for the Wolverines.
I liked how, Bailey Christensen was really smart on that play. It was set up for her down the middle. She didn't have a good angle at it, didn't have a lot of speed, and she just got the ball over to play another day. And that ended up paying off for it. She didn't try and just take a hard swing with a poor angle. So you can see how she's developing as a player.
Big block there from the Wildcats. Hannah DeYoung in on the action with Megan Knighting.
That's more what we were expecting from this team. That was a complete wall.
Serving is Hannah DeYoung, the senior. Good effort there from Sadie Hampson, but it results in a Weber State point. Tough position to be in if you're Sadie. Jason von Stratton setting it up for Dorius. They'll try Dorius a second time. There's the dig from DeYoung. They're going to try Kennedy Williams. And just misfires for Weber State.
Utah Valley hitting at 0 at the moment. It hasn't been the best start. And Weber State, it seems like they've just kind of ramped it up out of the break. And the service error, the second one, gets Utah Valley. Weber State goes up yet again.
Back to serve is Megan Knighting, senior from Timpanogos, Utah. Dig from Dorius, and now it's Christensen on the third hit. Gets through the block, but the Wildcats are there. They're going to try Williams. And Williams get through for Weber State. Hot start here for the Wildcats here in the second set.
They've been playing really well at 125 so far.
Dorius to Jasa down the middle. Sadie Hampson with a quick side out for the Wolverines, the sophomore. Jasmine Nutu-Puivaha comes in for Utah Valley. Leading the team in kills right now with 6 is Jasmine, hitting .625. Merrill's serve received by Williams. They're going to go back to Kennedy Williams over the block. Like the idea there from Bailey Christensen, but it results in an error and a side out for Weber State.
And that ball wasn't coming, it wasn't landing near anybody else, so it may have been the same result either way. You got to love the effort.
6-4 Weber State. Serving is Rylan Roberts. One service ace and 4 digs for Roberts here. A reception error on Tori Dorius, and Wolverines just not quite as sharp as we saw in that first set.
No, it's definitely looking a little more stagnant right now. You got to wonder if subconsciously, you took the first set. It wasn't in dominating fashion, but it was pretty impressive. And then everything just seems to be falling for Weber State right now. And Utah Valley, let's see if they can, start to bounce back the way that they did after the few errors that they did commit in the first set. Right now is a really important time. You're down 4 early on. It could get away and get out of hand really quickly.
3 service aces now, nearly a 4th for Rylan Roberts, but the Wolverines get it over. Another kill for Weber State. They are on fire. 4-0 run, and Coach Atoa and the Wolverines, they want to think things over. Can't blame them here as they trail by 5 in the second set. Stay with us. We'll be back in just a moment.
The latest from KSL 5 News, including breaking news as it happens, and all your favorite KSL shows, ready to watch anytime. Download the free KSL app right now on all your favorite devices.
Welcome back to the Lockhart Arena, where the Wolverines, they took the first set, but it's been all Weber State here in the second. As a team, they're hitting 375 here in the second set, and Weber State just having their way offensively right now.
They have. They're on a 4-0 run right now. Utah Valley, they tend to, get a little spark out of the break, but the receiving hasn't been the best for Utah Valley to start things out. They haven't been able to get a quality pass.
Kill there.
Looks like we're going to have an error committed.
Oh, a nice break for the Wolverines. Big time side out, and the attack error goes on Sam Sheese. Costly mistake.
That's what Utah Valley needed to try and put together a run of their own.
Good location and finish from Danny May. And it's another quick side out for Weber State. Serving now is Elena Curry. Dorius to Wardle, and now it is Christensen. A big swing. Weber State gives it back to the Wolverines. Jasmine over the top of the block. Wildcats were ready for it. Deflected, still with Weber State. Good opportunity here for the Wolverines. Jasmine delivers. Jasmine Nutupuibaha. 7 kills now for Jasmine.
Still hitting above 500. And a 4-point deficit. Can the Wolverines chip away?
Bailey Christensen, 4 kills, hitting 200. A misfire from Weber State and another point. Great judgment there from Bailey Christensen. I liked it.
She's had a lot of really good judgment calls today. Judge Christensen, we ought to call her. I'm kidding. I don't like it.
Kennedy, no, it's Danny May. Deflected. Wardle setting up Dorius. And Dorius gets through. A 3-0 run for the Wolverines. Coach Larson takes a timeout for Weber State.
Isn't it amazing how quickly it can go back and forth like that? My goodness. Just a 2-point deficit on a 3-0 run for Utah Valley. They've upped their side out percentage. They're back on top. They dipped down for a little bit. Now it's 62.5 to 59.5 in the side out percentage.
Whatever Coach Otoa said in that break got the girls fired up. 3-0 run since that timeout from Coach Otoa. We're seeing a little more energy from this Wolverine team, and really, I mean, Dorius has been solid. We have a replay here. I believe this is going to go to Jasmine. No, it was Dorius. Yeah, Dorius has been really solid for the Wolverines. Second in kills right now with 5, hitting 364. But I want to come back to Jasmine Nutupuibaha. You just can't put a price on experience and leadership that she provides for this team.
Now, really classy too. I had a chance to interview her recently, and just all about the team and buying into, helping her teammates and trusting that her teammates will put her in, the right positions. And so, definitely a massive part of this team, and not only for morale, but also just to get stuff done. She puts points on the board.
A 3-0 run. Wolverines still trail by 2. They're serving now. It's Christensen. Power setting it up for Danny May, and Danny May draws the deflection, and it's a side out for Weber State. Power to serve. Merrill. Now it's Childs. Dorius is there as it trickles over the net. Nutu Puivaha with the side out for the Wolverines.
Can you think of a time in recent memory where she didn't score from right down the middle? I can't think of one.
In the right place at the right time. 8 kills for Jasmine. Roberts receives the serve. Jasmine is there. Wardle now over to Dorius. Just a bit low. Can't get over the net. Point to Weber State.
However, that was a great look and a great setup for Dorius. So on to the next play. Utah Valley down just 3 if they can side out quickly. Not let Weber State go on the run that they did earlier, because I don't think Utah Valley can afford another punch like that.
Wardle to Childs, and Childs delivers for the Wolverines. 4th kill of the match for Megan Childs.
The ball went sailing into the crowd. They're going to have to retire that ball for the night.
Jasa Funk Stratton will serve for the Wolverines. Williams receives it. They're going to go down the middle, but Sarah Merrill is there. Stratton setting up Dorius. Through the block, Tori Dorius. Lead cut to 1.
Dorius hitting above 250 right now with 6 digs. And now, not only does Kazna Terafiti give you all of those kills and that, you know, the kills per set, she is, I believe, second in the team in digs too. So there's a lot of ground that has to be covered when Kazna's not playing, and you know, you got to love seeing Tori as well as Bailey step up in the way that they have been.
There's no doubt. I mean, we've talked about Kazna a few times, not playing today, and we're not seeing Mikaela Jarema either. So 2 of the faces of the program right now for the Wolverines not in action, but you got to love what you're seeing from Tori Dorius, Megan Childs, Bailey Christensen, Jasmine Nutu-Puivaha. You mentioned it to start the broadcast, but you always want to be at full strength. But this team, it's more than just a couple players. This is a deep team. And they really challenge themselves, Kyle, in non-conference play. Only 3-8 on the year, but they've got the trip to Hawaii. They've been to Logan. They played in Provo, Utah against some tough teams.
They've played 2 or 3 teams in the top 20, I think, so far this season. And you know, Utah and BYU being 2 of those teams.
Wolverines are coming off a 20-14 record a year ago. And the only thing missing is that WAC championship.
They've been there a couple times, just haven't quite tasted the WAC championship. And this very well could be the team to do it.
Tori Dorius will serve. Williams on the reception. Dorius is there. Jasa passing it to Downs. And the block lands out of bounds, and it's a point to Utah Valley. And we are tied up at 14. Credit to the Wolverines, sluggish start, but they have recovered, and now we're looking at a very interesting finish here to the second set.
Wolverines clearly got their second wind until the service error got them.
Second service error of the set for Tori Dorius, and it gives the lead back to Weber State. Megan Knighting to serve. Merrill, great pass, and now they're going to try Downs. That was a nice sequence, but a great dig there from Caitlin Irwin. And Weber State is rewarded with the point. That was a laser from Kaylee Downs, but man, Caitlin Irwin, great dig.
Kennedy Williams was able to attack those high hands. They noticed how aggressive the Wolverines were going after the block and was able to get the deflection.
Downs over the block this time. A little touch, but the Wildcats can't keep it in. And a side out for the Wolverines.
Great response by Downs. Chance for the Wolverines to tie it up again.
Saren Merrill to serve. Big swing there from Kennedy Williams. Saren Merrill couldn't handle it. That had some heat on it.
A lot of sauce. A 2-point lead. Still a lot of volleyball to be played here in the second set.
There's the serve from Roberts. Chase it to Bailey. Christensen over the top. The slide from the Wildcats delivers. Sam Sheese. 6 kills now for Sheese. And it's back to a 3-point lead for Weber State.
Looks like Coach Toa is going to call timeout. He's going to go over things with his squad, and we'll take a little break here on our end. Stick around for set number 2.
Before you even think about buying a new truck or SUV, you've got to check out MurdochChev.com. You'll be glad you did.
We've got huge discounts on all 2018 models, and you're going to love the 2019 Silverado. Only at Murdoch Chevrolet in Logan and Woods Cross. You've got to come and see us.
When you know before you go how the latest breaking news, traffic, and weather will affect you, that equals a good morning. Wake up with the news specialists on KSL Today. Weekdays from 4:30 to 7.
Get more vehicle for your dollar from Utah's largest Hyundai dealer. Drive home a new 2019 Hyundai Tucson for only $199 a month, or you'll love the new Elantra for only $13,990. Go ahead and compare at MurdochHyundai.com.
You've got to come and see us in Logan, Linden, and Murray.
Wolverines trail by 3, and what do you think Utah Valley needs to do to get back in this one? I mean, they're in it, but what do they need to do to put themselves in position to get this one?
They need to pass a little bit better. They need to receive the ball without. It seems like they've gotten out of system a lot more in this set than they did in the first. In the first, it seemed like they were able to play comfortably and get the looks that they really wanted. And it seems like they've had to work a lot harder to get their points in this set. Like even right there, you got Kaylee Downs, who was backing up to the sideline in order to pass, and it just, you can work with it, but it's certainly not ideal.
Couple good defensive plays from the Wolverines make it difficult. Saren Merrill, great dig from Saren. Good opportunity here, and yes! Bailey Christensen, the laser off the shoulder.
That ball was cooking.
Much needed side out for Utah Valley, cutting the lead to 2. And you mentioned this in the first set. This is a nice crowd. There's some juice here in Orem, Utah.
You gotta love it when the Wolverine faithful show up for in-state rivals like this, and we've got some Weber State fans here too, so they're making it fun.
Too far, point to Utah Valley. Nice response out of the break for this Wolverine team, and now another timeout, this time from Weber State and Jeremiah Larson. Boy, things are getting interesting here in Orem, Utah. Do not go anywhere. Back in a moment.
How does Costa Vida create the ultimate sweet pork burrito? We start by following our award-winning recipe, one that calls for everything to be made fresh, from scratch every day. Like our beautifully braised pork, seasoned beans, savory sauces, and delicious cilantro lime rice. Even our tortillas are cooked to order. It's a difference you can taste. Treat yourself to the ultimate sweet pork burrito, only at Costa Vida.
In this moment, it doesn't matter if you save money in 15 minutes. It doesn't matter if your neighbor has the same insurance that you do. What matters right now is the quality of your independent insurance agent.
Glad you're okay, Sarah. We'll take care of everything.
And the company that stands behind them.
Thanks so much for your help.
No problem.
Auto Owners Insurance.
Neil Dastrup Insurance, your local independent auto owners insurance agency, supports UVU athletics.
It's a 1-point lead for Weber State. Wolverines on a little 2-0 run here. Can they equalize with Maddie Wardle to serve? Roberts. Megan Childs. Oh, the effort is there. You can't doubt the effort, but a little miscommunication results in a point for Weber State.
It was so close. Maddie Wardle, tried to keep the ball alive, and she ended up on the ground, which basically blocked the pathway for anyone else to try and get the ball right there.
Good pass. It's the slide to Jasmine. Does it sneak in? No, just a bit outside. And the lead back to 3 for Weber State. Curry to serve. Wardle to Childs, a bit too far. A couple good ideas from Childs and Jasmine, but weren't able to execute, and Weber State's lead has grown to 4. This is a critical point here for Utah Valley late in the second set. Good pass. Wardle to Bailey. Off the fingertips of Power. Saren Merrill with the dig. Wardle keeps it in play, and Childs will hit it over. The defense is set for Utah Valley. Danny May, another dig from Saren Merrill. 2 quality digs. We're still going. Critical point. But Danny May and the Wildcats, relentless offensively. The lead has been pushed to 5.
Got to give credit to the Wildcats. That was probably the longest rally we've seen so far today.
Not probably. Definitely the longest rally. And the Wolverines, they made it tough, but the Wildcats trying to finish off the second set. Dorius is there. It's Bailey again. Wardle down the middle to Jasmine Nutupuivaha. That felt like a do-or-die point here in the second set for the Wolverines. And now they've got to go on a little run.
Yeah, Weber State was about to put the nail in the coffin in set number 2, but not quite yet. Bailey Christensen has served the ball well today as she is back at the line for the Wolverines.
Nice reception there, and now it's Danny May. She's had the hot hand. Good effort there from Wardle. Dorius. Yes!
Did it drop? Yes, it did. Okay.
Tucks it into that back corner. 3-point game. Far from over here. Christensen to serve again. 7 service aces on the season for Christensen. 1 now would be nice. Powers on the slide, over the block. Great effort there from Bailey. Merrill gets it over. Wolverines setting up defense. An error on the Wolverines. We'll have to see who they give the error to. Pushes the lead back to 4. Wardle to Childs, blocked by Weber State, and it is set point for the Wildcats.
Now, win or lose this set, if you're Utah Valley, you really want to try and get another point or 2 in here.
Oh, Merrill in the right place. Wolverines still alive thanks to the effort of Saren Merrill. It looked like that kill attempt that was blocked was going to land, but she snuck in there and kept it alive. Jasmine back to serve. Miscommunication on the reception. Oh boy, a little push shot over the block. No one is home, and it goes to Weber State. 1 set apiece as we head into the break. What'd you like there from Weber State, Kyle, as they responded?
Well, they hit the ball a heck of a lot better. They hit 243 as a team, and they upped that side out, so they're winning in the side out percentage battle at 60% over 58.7. What it's really come down to here, and you take a look at the blocks as well. 3 blocks in that set, so I mean it wasn't a staggering amount. It was
right.
1 more than the previous set, but just offensively they were clicking. It just seemed like they were able to get into system. Utah Valley was not able to get into system, and so that played a big role in it too. And Weber State they did a good job in their serve game. They made it really tough on the Wolverines.
You got to credit the Wolverines for hanging in there, but they weren't able to get it. Stay with us. We'll be back in just a moment.
The latest from KSL 5 News, including breaking news as it happens, and all your favorite KSL shows, ready to watch anytime. Download the free KSL app right now on all your favorite devices.
You only need to answer one question.
Will you accept the challenge to become? It doesn't matter your situation in life.
No matter your interest.
Whether your first choice or second chance.
There's a place for you.
Place for you. Place for you at UVU. Place to engage, to rise, to succeed.
To become.
When you know before you go how the latest breaking news, traffic, and weather will affect you, that equals a good morning. Wake up with the news specialists on KSL Today. Weekdays from 4:30 to 7.
We're tied at one set apiece here in Orem, Utah. Matthew Biamonte and Kyle Bruderer were getting ready for the third set. And the Wolverines, they made a couple nice comeback attempts there in the second set, but just not enough to overcome the deficit.
Super close. The Wolverines, they continued to fight, but they just kept getting out of system. The reception was just wasn't what it was in the first set. The first set, it was really clean. They were able to handle the ball well. They were able to get a solid pass. The digs were there, and they just had quality looks. So the second set, it was that way, but it was for Weber State. So now that each team has had their say, it's going to be interesting to see who is able to really rise up above that.
We're almost ready for set number 3. Take a quick look at the box score for the Wolverines. 2 players tied with 9 kills apiece. That's Tori Dorius and Jasmine Nutupuivaha. For Weber State, Danny Ney provided a great boost for the Wildcats. Kennedy Williams, Sarah Merrill is there. Wardle to Dorius. Great hit from Dorius, cannot be received by Weber State, and the Wolverines strike first. They've scored first in all 3 sets.
Dorius with 10 kills. She could be on her way to a double-double with 7 digs as well.
Williams on the reception. They're going to go back to Williams. Deflected off the fingertips of Kaylee Downs, and we're tied at 1. Serving is number 20, Aubrey Adams. Weber State with 2 consecutive points. That was a service ace by Aubrey Saunders Adams. Williams over the block. Great effort there from Downs. And Christensen just gets it over the net. Error on Weber State. Point to the Wolverines. Side out percentage clearly favored Utah Valley in that first set. And since then, Weber State's been better.
It's been a very different story. And Utah Valley, they were able to get off to a really big start in the beginning of the first set. It's still very, very close here at the beginning. Weber State just went up 3-2. And Weber State was able to create some big separation early in set number 2 as well. So I don't know. So far, it's whichever team can really create, a 4 or 5 point lead the quickest has been able to come away with the win.
Right now, Weber State has a side-out percentage for the match at 60%. Utah Valley just a tick below that at 59%. So things have changed here in the second and third sets. Let's take a quick look, Kyle, at the upcoming schedule for Utah Valley. This is their last preseason, non-conference, however you want to call it, match before they get ready for WAC conference play. It's a 3-game homestand right now. Next week they have New Mexico State and UTR GV. 2 big conference matches right out of the gate.
Those 2 naturally are the top 2 in the pack in volleyball. It seems almost year after year. Bakersfield is up there a lot too, but those 2 teams, I would say over the past few years, have been the cream of the crop.
What do you think of the Wolverines' non-conference schedule? They're 3-8 right now. They have wins against Portland State and UC Davis, as well as Utah State. They played some tough road games at Hawaii. They played West Virginia out there. They played at BYU, played Marquette. They've challenged themselves.
Yeah.
And it's going to be interesting to see how that prepares them for conference play.
Coach Ito has done this before, and I think it really does prepare them. I think having that kind of experience playing against, some of the best talent in the country, I think it's huge. The University of Utah came here, played at UVU in the La Quinta Inn and Suites Invitational, and Utah Valley played them tough. But the Wolverines have shown that they're resilient, and I think the Wolverines, despite their record early on, I think they're going to turn a lot of heads as we get into conference play.
They've always been good, at conference play since they've joined the conference. They've had a couple opportunities to win the conference. Hasn't went their way, but they are consistently at the top of the Western Athletic Conference. And don't let that 3-8 record fool you. I think this team is going to be dangerous come conference play next week. And you'll get that right here on YouTube, the KSL app, and the WAC Digital Network. Megan Childs over the block. Wolverines lead by 2. Dorius pops it up. They're going to dial up Megan Childs again. Deflected. Point to the Wolverines.
6 kills now for Childs. Largest lead of the set, and Utah Valley goes up by 3.
We would be remiss if we didn't mention another Wolverine player, Kyle, that is not suited up. We talked about Kazna Terafidi not playing, Michaela Drema not playing. We cannot forget recently married Kristen Bell, used to be Kristen Allred.
Yes.
She came onto the scene as a freshman here for Utah Valley and had an immediate impact.
She did. She was absolutely huge. The Wolverines are constantly, every year, you're gonna lose some players and bring in some, and Utah Valley has just consistently had some amazing outside hitters and also middle blockers. And if you think about the record of Utah Valley right now, they really haven't been able to play to their full strength yet this season.
That's a good point.
And so Utah Valley playing as well as we have seen them play here in person, not even having a couple of the main, at least for the most part, the focal points there. I'm really, really impressed with what we've been seeing today.
And if the Wolverines can get these players back and healthy, imagine having those players who played such a large role a year ago in a 20-14 campaign and mix them in with Kaylee Downs, Sadie Hampson.
Yeah.
I'm forgetting people, so, Tori Dorius, the list could go on and on and
yeah,
on,
it
but
does.
They get the experience they get now, and you mix them in with proven players like Jerema and Terafiti, and this makes for a very interesting, dangerous team come conference play.
It does, and Coach Atoa is a brilliant mind when it comes to the sport, and it makes his job a lot easier setting up those rotations and substitutions when you have so many weapons like that.
It's too early to tell if these missed sets and matches from those star players for the Wolverines will be a blessing in disguise, but we'll find out. My bet it is. Off the shoulder of Jason Funk Stratton. But Weber State recovers and gets it. We're tied at 8. This is the point of every match, especially these tightly contested ones, Kyle, where you start to feel a little more urgency. Getting near that.
You can feel it. You almost start to feel it pick up in the building.
Merrill dives on the floor but can't quite get underneath it. Weber State takes the lead. Wolverines respond. I think it's critical here for either team. You want to keep this thing close and allow yourself an opportunity late to go on that run.
That was so fortunate for Utah Valley. They just had to hit the ball over and just barely squeaked inside the line.
Gets it over the double tap over the net, but the Wolverines are there. And it is Bailey Christensen who gets the point for the Wolverines. 6 kills now for Bailey.
The play goes on, and Bailey delivers yet again. 6 kills, and she does have those 7 digs.
Saren Merrill will serve. Roberts comes sliding in over the block, but Jasa is there. Christensen now through the block. Back-to-back kills for Bailey Christensen. We've got a timeout by Weber State. Wolverines lead by 2 midway through the third set. We'll be back in just a moment.
About the car shopping experience at Murdoch Hyundai that has everyone talking. Maybe it's the safety inspections or the car washes for life. It could be the price match guarantee, or maybe it's just the way you're treated. Come fall in love in Linden, Logan, and Murray at Murdoch Hyundai. Your no regrets dealer.
You're live in the Lockhart Arena on the campus of Utah Valley University, where the Wolverines hold a 2-point advantage. We're nearing the midway point here in the third set. And it has been Bailey Christensen providing a nice spark here as the Wolverines are on a 3-0 run, and Saren Merrill will serve again. Curry gets underneath it. Whoa, that was a nice sequence there for the Wildcats, and on the finishing end, Aubrey Adams.
Good luck defending that.
Third kill for Aubrey Adams. There's the serve from Caitlin Irwin. Jasa runs underneath it, and now it's Christensen who has the hot hand. It's deflected. Another kill for Bailey. The last 3 kills for the Wolverines going to Bailey Christensen.
Bailey now with, looks like it's 8 kills now. She has, I believe, 8 digs as well. So I mentioned she was headed for a double-double, and I would be very surprised if she doesn't get there. Tori Dorius also nearing that with 12 kills and 9 digs herself.
Service error on behalf of Maddie Wardle. That's going to give it back to Weber State. 4 service errors for Utah Valley, none for the Wildcats. Wardle pops it up to Kaylee Downs. Back to Kaylee Downs. This one is blocked. You see the excitement and the energy from Sam Sheets. We're tied at 12. They're going to dial up Megan Knighting, and the Weber State faithful making their presence known here in Orem, Utah. 3-0 run now by Weber State, and that's going to demand a timeout from Coach Otoa and the Wolverines. Can they respond? We'll find out in just a moment.
Here at Intermountain Healthcare, our doctors have experience treating young athletes, professional athletes, and the athlete next door. We treat everyday injuries, sports injuries, concussions, total joint replacements, and everything in between. Come visit our board-certified physicians and surgeons here at Intermountain Healthcare's Utah Valley Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Clinic. We're committed to keeping you moving.
Thinking of buying a home? Think bigger. Because with UCCU's low interest rates and low mortgage insurance rates, you could qualify for more house with the same payment you could get from other local lenders. A mortgage with UCCU gives you more purchase power. That means more money you can put into your home or back into your pocket. To learn more, visit uccu.com/morehouse or stop by any UCCU branch today. More house, same payment. Only at UCCU, inspiring smart mortgage decisions.
Weber State on a 3-0 run, putting the Wolverines in a bit of a pinch here midway through the third set. What do you want to see from Utah Valley in terms of a response to this run?
They need to pick up the energy. I think that they've looked a little sluggish. You know, they've definitely had a lot of good effort plays, but you just don't feel the energy that Utah Valley can really bring. And Jasmine with a super hard swing, difficult to recover.
Oh, the miscommunication by Weber State. What looked like a sure third hit over the net results in a side out. Sorry to cut you off there, but 3 Wildcats converge, and no one comes up with it.
Just the perfect storm, and it worked out for the Wolverines. Great chance to take the lead back.
Christensen serving. Oh, that is a quality dig from Saren Merrill. Wow. Another great dig on the other end to Irwin. The pancake was there by Dorius, but it didn't pop up, and it results in a side out for Weber State. Great effort by both teams.
Kennedy Williams has been hitting the ball extremely well, 8 of 16 with just 1 error, 438 with a dig and 2 blocks.
Wardle to Kaylee Downs over the block, a little deflection, but they couldn't recover as Caitlin Irwin was
She kind of like pulled her legs up against her body to create as little space on the floor as possible for her teammates. So you got to appreciate that. She got her legs out of the way as much as possible.
A big-time block from Tori Dorius. Wow, she's very close to a double-double. We've got double-double alert all over the place for Utah Valley. Dorius with 12 kills, 9 digs, and a block. Oh! A service error on Jasmine Nutupuivaha. That is 5 points given away by Utah Valley. 5-0 in the service error department. Every point matters when you're in a tight one like this.
15 apiece, notched up midway through.
Rylan Roberts. Christensen downs. Curry comes running in, and Knighting gets it over for Weber State. Dorius, big denial at the net. Oh, beautiful play there by the Wolverines.
Dorius able to just tip it right over the net. 13 kills now for Dorius.
The freshman from Heber City, Utah, filling in for Kazna Terafiti and Michaela Jarema, and boy, is she doing it magnificently. Weber State recovers. They'll go over it this time. Dorius, she has the hot hand. Power over to Ney. Danny Ney. She has been spectacular for Weber State. 11 kills now for Ney, the freshman from Nampa, Idaho.
Every time either team starts to get a little momentum shift and try and pull away, it's abruptly stopped with a side out. They are notched up at about 59% each.
Jason Funk Stratton. Dorius, a huge swing.
Oh, it snuck inside. That hurts.
That was the right decision. It looked oh so close to going out of bounds, but it just creeps in for Weber State, and they regain the lead.
And when it's that close, by the time you really know it's not going to fall in your favor, it's just too little too late. You can't do anything.
Big swing there from Sadie Hampson on the slide. A little too much juice, and Coach Atoa is going to take a timeout as the Wolverines slip to trailing by 2. Let's see what they do in just a moment.
Label me.
You know you want to.
Don't be shy.
You do it behind my back.
So say it to my face. You don't know me. You know what I am?
I'm a pitcher.
I'm a striker.
I'm a point guard.
I'm a linebacker.
I'm a setter.
Shortstop.
High jumper.
Wrestler.
Defender.
Goalie.
Student.
Student athletes.
That's who we are.
3-0 run by Weber State. Let's take a look at the sign-out percentage, Kyle. One number really jumps off the page.
Well, it's the fact that, you take a look at the sets. You start at number 1, it ended up being 66%, and then it's been 52 the rest of the way for Utah Valley. So it's really dropped down. The Wolverines were hitting in the 70s most of the first set. It dropped down a bit because Weber State made it interesting at the very end of the first set, but man, Weber State has just done such a good job of rallying back. The Wolverines able to side out right now. They're down just 1. This has been a very tight set here in the third, where it's just gone back and forth.
And this is where you love volleyball. One set apiece. It's tight in the third. This is a crucial set. Back and forth we go. Just missing on the block. And Weber State goes up by 2. Let's see what kind of resiliency we have from this Wolverine team. Back's not quite against the wall yet, but feeling a little pressure as Weber State is 6 points away from going up 2-1. Not deflected, and now it's a 3-point lead for Weber State. This is a big point.
You can see on Bailey's face, she was almost certain there was a deflection. She started celebrating and was very surprised at the call.
There's the serve from Ashlyn Power. Jason Funk Stratton down the middle. Hampson was there, but Weber State's effort keeps it in play. Good opportunity here. Coach Atoa wanting a double hit. It's going to result in a point anyways for the Wolverines. Critical point for Utah Valley. Bailey Christensen with the kill. She has 9 kills.
I think Coach Atoa was saying the ball, when it came back across, I don't think it was on the right side of the antenna right there.
Luckily, the point did go to Utah Valley, so no controversy there. And they're back in the driver's seat with the serve. That was Saren Merrill. Megan Knighting. Whoa! Up high, down low for Megan Knighting. That was a big side out from Weber State.
I think I blinked and missed it.
Credit to Weber State. They're siding out at a better percentage here in the second and third sets, and they're 4 points away. Bailey Christensen over the block. Good recovery. Weber State, great effort from the Wildcats.
Oh, my goodness. Wow.
But Jasmine Nutupuivaha keeps the Wolverines alive. Substitutions for the Wolverines. Maddie Wardle comes in to serve, along with Kaylee Downs. Wardle had a service error earlier in this set. Good serve there from Maddie. Oh, what a dig! Great dig. Christensen on the other end. But Kennedy Williams comes in, and Dorius can't keep it in play. Weber State, all credit to them. Their side out late in this third set has been as good as it can be.
It has been. It's been spectacular, man. I wish I could get a replay of that Merrill dig right there. That was textbook.
Here's the serve from Aubrey Adams. It is a service error. Their first service error of the match.
Showing that they are human after all in the service game.
A critical mistake late here in the third set. Can that swing a comeback for the Wolverines? All the momentum was in Weber State's favor. Great serve there. And the hit goes too far. The lead is to 1. Back-to-back points. And a timeout from Jeremiah Larson and Weber State. Whoa! Things are getting interesting here in Orem.
What's the difference between buying from Murdoch and buying from somebody else?
In a word, confidence. You'll love our price match guarantee, our 5-day exchange policy,
and don't forget car washes and safety inspections for life. If you need a new vehicle, consider Murdoch Chevrolet. I promise you'll love it.
You only need to answer one question.
Will you accept the challenge to become?
No matter where you are in life.
No matter your interests.
From award-winning music
to acting
to theater programs.
There's a place for you.
A place for you.
A place for you at UVU. A place to engage.
To rise.
To succeed.
To become.
Wolverines with all the momentum, and just a moment ago it looked like Weber State was going to finish this one off. It's amazing to me in volleyball, Kyle, how a service error at the wrong time can just change the dynamic in any set.
You know, if you're a sports fan and you like to have your emotions played with, this is the sport to do it. There is no other sport that can do it quite like volleyball.
Christensen with a great serve. Over the block. Great opportunity here for UVU to equalize. Jasmine over the top. Maddie is there. Saren to Tori. Great dig from Caitlin Irwin. Kennedy Williams. Huge swing. That was a critical play for Weber State. Kennedy Williams. 8 kills now for Kennedy.
Utah Valley was crisp. They were really good rotating, but just too good offensively on that play.
Maddie over to Tori Dorius. Quality dig there from Elena Curry, and Williams will hit it over. Merrill gets underneath it. It's still alive. Oh, there's a late whistle, and they're going to kill it off and give the point to Weber State. I thought it was good from my view. Would love to see a replay on that one. We're not going to get one. And now the Wolverines, their backs are against the wall. It is set point. Merrill to Wardle, down the middle to Jasmine, but she is blocked. The solo block from Sam Sheese. And it's a 3-0 run to finish off the third set. Weber State, it was getting dicey, but they made enough plays to take the third set.
I'm excited for set number 4. Anything can happen. Utah Valley, we've seen them in a lot of 5-set matches, so It is not the time to turn the TV off. I am excited to see what happens, and you should be too. We will see you back here.
Oh, hey, you got one of those insurance apps too? You know how this thing works?
No, sorry. Not an app, it's my agent.
In this moment,
No, I'm fine, thanks.
it's good to know you have a trusted, independent auto owner's insurance agent who's there when you need them.
Great.
Man, I gotta get one of those.
Auto Owners Insurance. The no problem people.
Neil Dastrup Insurance, your local independent auto owners insurance agency, supports UVU athletics.
Let's take a look at the third set box score, and man, that was a crazy finish that went to Weber State. What sticks out to you? I mean, for me, Kyle, I think it's not the whole story, but if I were writing the headline for the third set, to me it's 63% side-out percentage by Weber State. Utah Valley down at 54%, so almost 10 percentage points better. And Weber State, I mean, you think about the Wolverines, they cut to one.
Yeah.
And then Weber State sides out quick, and they never give the serve back to the Wolverines.
They've just done a great job of, when they lose possession, they get it back and they keep it for a while. They're able to keep it and
3 to 1s,
capitalize.
4 to 1s.
Yeah.
Those just little spurts that before you know it, they're up 23 to 20, 24 to 20, and then then at that point you have to be perfect, and that's just hard to do.
Yeah, and I, aside from that, like, I've actually been really impressed with the coaching on both sides too. I think neither team or neither coach has really allowed their team to go down by too many points. There was a big run early in the first set, but ever since then it seems like in any scenario when a run starts to happen, a timeout happens real quick. They want to stop it. They want to go ahead and change things up a little bit, and I think that's why they're in the third set. We saw it stay neck and neck for such a long time, where it was just strategically, okay, how can we, snag a point here? How can we snag a point there? And that one really went down to the wire.
Who's impressed you for Utah Valley, individually speaking?
Well, I think Tori Dorius stands out right now. I think she's been really good. She has had a few errors, unfortunately, but 14 kills, hitting 367 with 9 digs and 2 blocks as a freshman. I mean, 14 kills is a career high for her, and I don't know. I think she's been awesome. Jasmine has been really, really good too, and then Bailey Christensen has stepped up big time. So I think those 3 players have really stood out to me so far.
Getting ready for set number 4 here in Orem, Utah. Weber State on a 2-game winning streak over Utah Valley. Last year's matchup in Ogden, Utah was a 5-set thriller. And this 4th set, remember a year ago, that went into the 30s. So
yeah.
Who knows what we're in for here?
I think buckle up. I don't know what we're in for, but buckle up. Utah Valley was able to score first on a service error.
We're tied at 1, just like it's been in the previous 3 sets. Wolverines take the first one. Weber State responds. Kind of an interesting trend there. No significance, really. Jasmine Nutupuivaha with the kill. She has 11 kills now.
Jasmine's consistently leading the way in the hitting percentage. The only player for Utah Valley hitting 400. And if you take a look at Weber State, they have, let's see, 1, 2, 3 players hitting at least 400 right now. A lot of firepower coming from the Wildcats, and we're tied up at 2.
You look at the stats for the match, Kyle. Wolverines hitting 230. Weber State hitting 248. 8 blocks for Weber State, 4 for Utah Valley. So there has been a little bit of an edge there for Weber State. It's pretty neck and neck until you get to that side-out percentage where 5 percentage points better for Weber State. And when you've got sets that come down to 25-21, 25-20, 25-21, every little thing adds up. Weber State up 4-2 after the kill from Kennedy Williams. She's up to 12 kills now for Weber State.
Williams, she's been awesome. She's probably the player of the match so far for Weber State. Anytime they need her, she comes in clutch with a big play.
Going into the match, we had our eyes on Sam Sheese, Hannah DeYoung, and Megan Knighting. And they've been good for Weber State, but boy, have they gotten a big lift from Danny Ney and Kennedy Williams. 12 kills apiece from them. Knighting to serve. Sorry to cut you off there.
Kennedy Williams just added to that with 13 kills now for her. So
Weber State on a 4-0 scoring run. Quick timeout from Coach Atoa as Weber State has all the momentum on the road in Orem, Utah.
Oh, hey, you got one of those insurance apps too? You know how this thing works?
No, sorry. Not an app, it's my agent.
In this moment,
No, I'm fine, thanks.
it's good to know you have a trusted, independent auto owner's insurance agent who's there when you need them.
Great.
Man, I gotta get one of those.
Auto Owners Insurance. The no problem people.
Neil Dastrup Insurance, your local independent auto owners insurance agency, supports UVU athletics.
Weber State with the hot start here in the fourth set, and the Wolverines, it's still very early. No need to panic yet, but they've got to improve upon their play. Jason Funk Stratton to Jasmine. Great dig there from Megan Knighting. Merrill with a good dig for UVU. Downs over the block. Downs again into the back corner. The block just misses. And the point to Weber State, make it a 5-0 run.
Weber State is just, they're firing on all cylinders right now. They're talking to each other. You can just see it on their faces. The effort and the energy is just there.
A service ace for Weber State. It is a 6-0 run. That ties a game-high run. Utah Valley had a 6-0 run back in the first set. But Weber State is in full control right now here in the fourth. A 7-0 run now for Weber State, 9-2. Another timeout from the Wolverines. They are in a world of hurt right now. Let's see how they respond as they trail by 7.
Hey, you got one of those insurance apps too? You know how this thing works?
No, sorry. Not an app, it's my agent.
In this moment,
No, I'm fine, thanks.
it's good to know you have a trusted, independent auto owner's insurance agent who's there when you need them.
Great.
Man, I gotta get one of those.
Auto Owners Insurance, the no problem people.
Neil Dastrup Insurance, your local independent auto owners insurance agency, supports UVU athletics.
Back to serve is Megan Knighting, one of the best servers for Weber State. She had 10 straight points earlier this season. Wow. Wolverines still going. Let's take a look at the box score quickly as we're in action. Much needed side out for Utah
I was
Valley.
going to say I'll raise your 10 and add another 0 on there, and that is the side out percentage for the Wildcats, 100% so far in this set. And Utah Valley down to 22.
And there goes that perfect side-out percentage for Weber State. 2 quick points for the Wolverines, and there's so much time left in this fourth set. You don't got to get all 7 points back at once. It's chip away, 3-1, 4-1 sequences. Tori Dorius couldn't handle it, and it's a side-out for Weber State. Subs coming for them. Danny May, she's been excellent for Weber State, 12 kills, and now back to serve Rylan Roberts. A service ace for Rylan Roberts, and the lead is now 8 for Weber State. At what point does Utah Valley need to put together a substantial run?
Right now. I don't think they can wait any longer. It's elimination time right now. They lose this set and it is all over. And the officials are going to give that point to Utah Valley. So this could be the beginning of that potential run. But the Wolverines are certainly looking deflated out there.
Jasmine Nutupuivaha back to serve. 11 kills, 5 digs for Jasmine. An untimely service error. Just not feeling a lot of juice, a lot of energy, a lot of momentum from the Wolverine side right now. Serving for Weber State, Elena Curry. 7-2, the Wildcats on the season. This is their first true road game. A lot of neutral games for Weber State. They're looking good here on the road.
By UVU.
Good effort from the Wolverines. Jasa is there. Oh, is Saren Merrill okay? Yes, kind of.
I thought it was interesting how she basically took out 2 of those things and then chose to walk underneath one to get back in.
8-point lead for the Wildcats. Curry is serving. 2 service aces on the night for Curry. Big time block from Weber State. Everything is clicking for the Wildcats. And we're starting to see why they're top 25 in total blocks.
Yeah, you can see Aubrey Sanders kind of smiling and flexing in front of her teammate.
Wolverines,
power.
Sorry to cut you out there. Wolverines are out of timeouts. And so this kind of feels like one of those moments where Coach Atoa would take a timeout and regroup, but they are out of timeouts. They used 2 quick ones to start the fourth set, and so it's up to the players here to respond as they trail by 10. That is the largest lead by either team in this match. Kaylee Downs can't get through. Saren Merrill is there. The pass back to Downs over the block and delivers. Subs coming, it's Maddie Wardle and Megan Childs.
It had been a while since the Wolverines had scored a point. And
it was a
Wardle
4-0 scoring run by Weber State, so they've had runs of 7-0 and 4-0. Back-to-back points by Utah Valley. They need a 4-0, 5-0, 6-0 type run here to make things interesting.
They have to have it. They can't trade points anymore.
Good idea there from Tori Dorius, but she couldn't quite get there in time, and it's another side out by Weber State. There's the serve from Ashlyn Power. It's a service ace for Ashlyn. These service aces, whoa, they are piling up for Weber State.
We didn't see many service aces from either team early on, but Weber State up to 8 now. Utah Valley, no, 9, excuse me. 9 service aces for Weber State. Utah Valley with 1.
We're starting to see the statistical shift to Weber State. They have a higher hitting percentage, 264 to 211. They have 8 more service aces. They are 11 percentage points better on side out. They have 5 more blocks. And I think that kind of tells the story as to how they are knocking on the door of taking this match 3-1, and they lead by 12. There's not a lot of energy. It's a little flat in here, and Weber State, you have to give all credit to them for the way they've played here in the 4th set.
You got to, and those 50-50 balls haven't really been going for Utah Valley either. Bailey Christensen, you could almost, I could have sworn I heard a deflection on that one as well, but that one did not go to Utah Valley. 20 for Weber State now, 20-7, a 13-point deficit, and yeah, it's got to be eating away at Coach Ochoa not being able to call timeout right now.
13-point lead. It's the largest of the match for either team. The dig flies out of bounds. It's a point to Utah Valley. They would have to go on an historic run here to get back in.
Yeah.
This is sports, though.
It is, and
anything can happen.
No, you don't want to rule anything out at any time. The pancake
off the fingertips.
Could that be the spark?
Maybe a little momentum creeping back into the Lockhart Arena. Long ways to go still, with Bailey Christensen still on the service line. If you're a Wolverine fan, you'd like to see her there for a while. The block goes out of bounds. Point to Weber State. I'm just so impressed by the side-out percentage by Weber State. It was not. It was very good in the first. Yeah, it was hovering right around 50%, and they have cranked that up. Side out for the Wolverines.
Childs with her 7th kill.
Sarah Merrill will serve. Williams over the block. Wardle setting it up for Dorius. Another kill for Tori Dorius. 17 kills now for Tori. She has been excellent.
She's been so good. I think, when we were talking before the match started about what players were gonna, step up and really play well, she wasn't at the top of the list. I think she's done an awesome job and is really cementing herself as a big role on this team right now.
Merrill over to Wardle. Bailey Christensen will just hit it over. The shot from Kennedy Williams is too far. Another point to Utah Valley. Saren Merrill still serving. Wardle is there. And Christensen, no. Attack error on the Wolverines, and now Weber State is 3 points away from a third consecutive victory over Utah Valley. Wardle scoops it up off the block. Back-to-back blocks. The Wildcats. 10 total blocks now for Weber State, and there's not much you can say other than how impressive they've been here in the fourth set.
They've been extremely efficient.
They've really been in the driver's seat since the beginning of the second set. I mean, it's been Utah Valley trying to respond, and they just have not been able to. Jasa Funk Stratton, a service ace for Jasa. She was so good a year ago, and she's still good.
Oh yeah,
as you
saw
saw
right
right
face,
there.
that was long overdue. She wanted another one. That one didn't fall, and it is match point for Weber State with a 10-point lead.
They're hitting .333 here in the current set. 5 service aces for Weber State here in the fourth set. They have 9 as a team. Jasa back to Dorius. And Dorius just misses, and Weber State takes down Utah Valley 3-1 here in Orem, Utah. All credit to Weber State. Stay with us.
Every time you show up, every time you make your loyalties clear, whether you've got all the moves or just a few, every time you show up, you make the moment. And they make history. December 19th and 21st in Pittsburgh. Nothing beats the crowd. Visit ncaa.com/volleyball to get your tickets today.
The Weber State Wildcats defeat Utah Valley University 3-1. And what do you think was the primary reason Weber State had some success here on the road?
I think that they were able to bounce back after the first set. The first set, Utah Valley, they didn't dominate, but they certainly had control of the entire first set. The Wolverines were very comfortable with what they were doing. They were able to stay in system as much as they really wanted to. And then adjustments were made, and you have to give credit to Weber State in the second set. It was close, and then they really kind of ran away with it. The third set was extremely close up until the very end, but Weber State just stayed composed. They showed why they're one of the best defensive teams in the country.
They had that 3-0 run to finish the third set, and they just carried that momentum all the way through the fourth set. Let's take a quick look at the box score as we wrap things up here in Orem, Utah. First and foremost, team statistics. Side-out percentage in that fourth set. 57% side-out for Weber State. 32% for the Wolverines. And that side-out percentage, it was so good in the first set for Utah Valley at 66%, and it just dipped lower and lower. And then you saw there in the fourth set where the side-out percentage just wasn't good enough to beat a good Weber State team.
No, it just kept tumbling down. But, we got to give credit to Utah Valley. A player that really, really stood out today was the freshman Tori Dorius. Finished with 17 kills and 9 digs, just barely shy of a double-double. But, man, it's tough to try and fill shoes of, the WAC freshman of the year in Kaznan Terafiti, and I think that she did an incredible job. She did make some freshman mistakes, and it's going to happen, but you want her to go through that early on right now, and I think she's going to play a bigger role as the season goes on.
Let's not forget no Jarema, no Terafiti, no Bell for the Wolverines. Up next for Utah Valley, they're back here in the Lockhart Arena. A big WAC conference matchup right here on the WAC Digital Network. It's the Aggies of New Mexico State and the Wolverines kicking off conference play. You're not going to want to miss that. Come back here in Orem, Utah in a week's time for the Aggies and the Wolverines. Thank you for watching here on the WAC Digital Network, KSL app, and YouTube. Have a great night, and we'll see you next time.